And though it may sound ridiculous to some people out there, it is absolutely true. The oligarchs run the pharmaceutical industry. The oligarchs run the entertainment industry. The oligarchs run they run everything. Look at your television. Every other commercial is for a mind-controlling medication, a psychotropic drug, or what I would call a sorcerer's potion. That's chemical mind control. Look at what's coming out of Hollywood. The preconditioning, the brainwashing. Some people aren't ready to believe this. Some people aren't ready to hear it. Watch the movie V for Vendetta. And look at what's happening now with the Occupy movement. I've done broadcasts on it. There's a scene where, I mean, it's just unbelievable. You would think that what was happening in that movie is exactly what's happening right now. People are literally following the script of the movie because they've been preconditioned by Hollywood, the oligarchs that are controlling their mind. Mind control is a major, major aspect here, but for those who are not ready, who are not willing to understand that yet, I'll stick with more concrete material. Just think of the number of people who idolize rich people. Don't we have shows on television? What was MTV Cribs or something? There's all kinds of shows on TV. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. There's a perfect example for you. Why do people look up so much to celebrities? Is it because they're rich? Is that at least part of it? I would argue that it is. Think of the people who say that the biggest problem facing a nation is the national debt, and that everyone has to sacrifice to solve this problem, including the old and the sick. These people believe what their authority figures tell them, and there are a lot of them. One more example. When the oligarchy has so much money and such an enormous ability to control our lives, why do so many people reject the idea of redistribution of wealth? Mainstream media, Fox News, conservatives are so against redistribution of wealth. I was not so long ago, 8 years ago. How does that? Well, redistribution of wealth, that's socialism, that's communism, that's rewarding failure, and it's true to a significant extent. It's true to a significant extent. And it is an area where there is room for debate, but one cannot deny. One cannot deny. When you have a situation, and you know what? Let me pull up some statistics here real quick. And I am quick. American disparities. Oh, it's not on screen. Here you go. American disparities. Take a look at this picture. The richest 1% of the population owns, and then change between 1983 and 2007. The richest 1% got 103% richer. The bottom 40% got 63% poorer. And you hear it said all the time, the gap between the haves and the have-nots is increasing, or the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And it's true. It's absolutely true. If you look down here, change between 82 and 2006. The richest 1% got 127% richer. The bottom 40% got 7% richer. This is incomes. They got 7% higher income, whereas the top earners got 127% higher income. So these numbers show unequivocally that the gap between the haves and have-nots is increasing, especially when you look at net assets. So in 24 years, in the last 24 years, the bottom 40% of the country is 63% poorer than they were 24 years ago. It's a statistical fact. Whereas the richest 1% are 103% richer than they were 24 years ago. These are averages. What does that mean? What it means is that there's a great disparity, and it's getting much, much greater between people who have a lot of things because of their connections, their power, their family lineages, and whatever, and people who don't. So what do you expect to happen when something like this happens? Obviously, the people are going to move closer towards revolt or revolution. And while I'm mentioning that, I want to mention, this broadcast is going to wrap up with a song, which the images will have a lot to do with the Occupy movement. And I do endorse attacking the Federal Reserve. I do endorse educating the American people and so on. At the same time, I do believe the Occupy movement is controlled by the New World Order, and as part of engineering a revolution here in the United States, that the oligarchy can steer to accomplish its own goals. So I want to make that clear before that plays. I'm not endorsing Occupy, but the imagery is designed to educate. The disparity is undeniable. And this disparity may be part of engineering a revolution, you understand? It may be designed in order to create a disgruntled underclass ready to revolt. Some people don't have it through their heads that the New World Order plans things that far in advance, but they do. They have to. So let me bring this back over here, and we will get back to the material. Screw the material. Simple bottom line, folks. The government is not in control. The government is controlled by the people who are in control. The Illuminati was founded in 1776. The American Revolution was controlled, it was orchestrated by secret societies. The Boston Tea Party, how do you think that happened? Why do you think that happened? Anybody who's thoroughly researched it will tell you that it was a secret society that performed the Boston Tea Party. Events have been orchestrated throughout history. And some would make the argument that the United States Constitution was designed to bring about a new world order. For instance, and this is a concept I think many people will be able to understand. America was the first nation to have true, complete, and utter freedom. And we had it for most of our existence. It's gone now. It still exists according to the Constitution, but it doesn't in reality. But we were the first truly free nation. And there is a reason for this that I'm about to tell you, and I hope you can understand. We were given freedom. We were granted freedom. Some would say we fought for and got freedom. But that didn't give you your freedom. What gave you the freedom was the fact that nothing was imposed upon you by man after the war. The reason for that was so that we as a nation would have the capability to unseat dictators and rulers around the world. It is a necessary step to creating a new world order. You can't have a new world order when there's a dictator in charge of Libya. You can't have a new world order when there's a dictator in charge of Tunisia and Algeria and go on down the list, Egypt. It can't happen. In order to have a new world order, you have to spread democracy around the world first. And the spreading of democracy around the world that we're doing because we are supposedly a free people is a necessary phase towards creating the new world order. This is what you're witnessing during your lifetime. This is why the Occupy movement, calling for a global democracy, is not your friend. America was set up as a republic. And it was set up as a republic representation. True democracy will undermine a republic. It will undermine everything and create circumstances that will birth a new world order. I mean, it's the simplest way I can explain it. America was granted freedom so they would have the ability to unseat dictators around the world and birth the new world order. And you're witnessing it right now during your lifetime. The Arab Spring is not an Arab Spring. It's a Western invasion. They drugged the youth. They dropped pamphlets. They sent in operatives. They engineered the revolution. Open a new tab. Open a new tab and put in D2NWO, Engineered Revolution, in YouTube. You're listening to Hardcore Harry, and I am deaf to the New World Order, streaming to you live at freethinkradio.com, UnitedTruthSeekers.com, and eternally at D2NWO.com.